Four remain. From 32, we are down to four. Croatia, Argentina, Morocco, and France. Two traditional powers, a team that became a serious power in international football of late, and a team that is capturing the hearts of everyone at this tournament. Hello, I'm Adrian. This is Rabona TV, and welcome. If you're new here, then be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another video or live stream. We post every day that there are matches. We have previews like this one, and more, so join us. We all knew this coming into this tournament, but it has really hit home for me during Qatar 2022 for all teams. You need luck in tournament football, a lot of it. And everyone gets it in varying degrees, whether that's from the goals you score or don't concede in Croatia's case, the penalties that may have been awarded to you, or the yellow not given for a handball to Messi in Argentina's case. Every single team that has made it this far has had some luck involved, some more than others, but it's an integral part of every team's journey. But that's what it is, just a part of their journey. You don't get through this tournament on luck alone, right? But it's good to acknowledge it. For Croatia, I find that they were incredibly lucky against Belgium. Lukaku could have put them out of this tournament if he had finished just one of those four chances he had. Again, XG is just a guide, not a be-all end-all, but he accumulated a higher XG in the second half against Croatia than Morocco did in the entire group stage. That's a bit fortunate, and it's okay to acknowledge that if you're Croatia. Against Japan, it was an extremely evenly matched contest. Croatia take it to a shootout, and they get the win thanks to an incredible hat-trick of saves from Livakovic. Again, you need some luck, but this is where luck runs out, and you have to take the wheel, and Croatia did exactly that against Japan. Next, they had to take on what most people had as one of the favorites for this tournament in Brazil, and despite not having a single shot on target until the 117th minute of added time, and that shot taking a huge deflection to put it beyond Alisson in goal, hey man, they somehow found a way. They found an equalizer, and they got the job done in the shootout. A bit fortunate, but look, they take hold of their own destiny in the shootout. And on top of that, where the luck ends and their great performances begin, for me at least, is in their defensive organization. Yes, they still concede chances to most teams, even if Juranovic has been immense, as well as Gvardiol making his stock rise higher and higher to dizzying heights. But once you get through the defense, you have to beat Livakovic, and that has proven to be incredibly difficult. Oh, and I didn't even mention, to even face up their defense, you have to win the battle against their midfield of Modric, Kovacic, and Brozovic. Good luck. That's one of the best midfields in the world right there. In the attack, Perisic stands out as the only consistent threat we've seen in this tournament, as Kramaric will contribute now and then. Petkovic had a heroic role against Brazil, etc. But the main consistent threat is Perisic down that left side. As for Argentina, they had their lucky moments against Australia, with Matty Ryan's mistake, which proved to be decisive in the end. Well, that, and then incredible stops from Lisandro Martinez with that tackle on Behic, and Emi Martinez with that late save at the end of the match to preserve their 2-1 lead. That's where they wrestled their own destiny back. And against the Netherlands, they were seemingly cruising for much of that match. In fact, not even seemingly. They were cruising for most of that match. Scaloni switched to a back three, which proved to be the end of the Netherlands' hopes of passing their way through Argentina's back line. For 80 minutes, it didn't work until they took a more direct route with crossing the ball into the box for strikers like Luc de Jong and Wout Weghorst. That, coupled with a genius free kick to equalize, and that was how Argentina blew their lead. But like Croatia, Argentina boasts an absolute master of penalty shootouts in Emi Martinez, and they made it through based on that. I'll be curious to see how Scaloni lines up against Croatia, as he got the balance right with the back three and the overlapping runs of Molina, etc. The midfield also looked strong with DePaul, McAllister, and Enzo playing in the regista role. Up front, we saw Messi and Alvarez, but I do wonder if he will switch to a back four in order to get more numbers further up the pitch and try to dominate the ball more against Croatia. One thing is certain, Argentina will need to be absolutely clinical, as will France against Morocco, with their finishing up against Croatia. Croatia are a team that if you don't bury them when you have the chance, if you aren't efficient in your finishing, then you will have a very difficult time with them. And if they make it to extra time, it's over for you most likely, as history has shown us. For Croatia, they have had difficulties in generating opportunities. Brazil held them at bay well. Again, they didn't have a shot on target until the 117th minute. That's 2 hours of football. so they too will be up against it, but will be encouraged by Australia, whose direct play in the opponent's half bared fruit. And while Argentina's defense is good, any defense can be broken down with a great delivery into the box, which Croatia are more than capable of thanks to guys like Juranovic and Modric. And once again, Lionel Messi has the ability to be a game changer, and we're finally seeing him in form at the World Cup, and it's great to watch for a neutral. Besides Poland, he's been involved in a goal in every match with 4 goals and 2 assists from 5 matches. He's the difference maker, with the main battle zone that I'm looking forward to being these 2 midfields going up against each other. For Croatia, you know who it is. The marathon runner Brozovic, Kovacic, and Modric all together. Meanwhile, Argentina will likely have Enzo, McAllister, and DePaul if their last match is anything to go off of, and that's going to be really fun to watch. When Argentina wins their quarterfinal, historically, they have won their semifinal as well. It's difficult to bet against either side, especially Croatia, because somehow, some way, deflected effort or an outrageous amount of misses from their opponent, it keeps them in the game, and they get the win in the end. If Argentina want to advance, they need to get themselves in a position similar to that of against the Netherlands, 2-goal cushion, force Croatia to attack, and then hit them in transition. Argentina is the more likely winner, but Croatia will probably make a fool out of everyone somehow. Morocco have only gone and done it, haven't they? It turns out that having a decent manager can go a long way in international football, and that's exactly what Morocco have in Walid Regragui. Put some respect on this man's name, as he has gone from strength to strength in his budding managerial career. He won the Qatar Stars League, then he left to manage in Morocco, won the league, and won the Champions League on top of that in 2022 with Wydad AC. The man knows tournament ball. He knows how to set up a team to be successful and how to lean on defense to win matches. That's the story of their tournament. As we have gone over a few times, Morocco are absolutely incredible in that area. They don't allow anybody else to score. If they have to concede, they will do so through an own goal. But never will they let the opponent score. Hell, Yassine Bouno didn't even concede in the damn shootout against Spain. That's the level we're dealing with here at the moment. It's crazy. Ahead of them, Sofiane Amrabat has been my favorite revelation, and I use loose quotes here because I think everyone has been familiar with him at Fiorentina. That's not exactly an unknown team in an unknown league, is it? But I don't think most of us has seen him play at this level before, where he is winning every ball and running with confidence through the midfield with the ball at his feet. I don't know, Fiorentina supporters can tell me if I'm wrong. Of course, Ziyech and Hakimi provide a great threat, and Theo Hernandez is going to need to be on his game here. And where Morocco are perhaps weakest is in the striker position. A huge credit to En-Nesyri for capitalizing on that mistake from Portugal's Diogo Costa. That leap had the energy of Ronaldo versus Sampdoria, you know? But the striker position has unfortunately been the weakest area for Morocco in this World Cup. If Shadira had an end product, and of course wasn't suspended, he would be a lethal striker, but he can't finish to save his life, so he's all speed and physicality. And En-Nesyri is kind of the same in that physicality, he's dominant, but he's a much better overall player whose finishing does tend to go missing, unfortunately. As mentioned about Theo having to be on his game when he's coming up against Ziyech and Hakimi, that side of the pitch will be fun to watch, won't it? Mbappe, Theo Hernandez, Hakim Ziyech, and Achraf Hakimi all playing on that same flank. That will be fun to watch. And I wonder if Rabiot will have to stay back and play a bit wider to the left to cover for Mbappe, who you know won't be tracking back often in defense because he just doesn't do that, really. France's defense, while it still looks decent, I don't know what it is, man. I don't trust that left side with Hernandez and Upamecano defensively. Funnily enough, both of those guys on the ball are brilliant to watch. Upamecano is probably one of the best ball-playing defenders in the world, but I just get nervous whenever he's defending. He nearly gave up a couple of penalties against England. Hernandez did give up a stupid penalty against England. For me, that's the weakness in the French team, their left side of defense. That right side plus Lloris, they've been excellent. Not many worries there so far in this tournament. The midfield two of Tchouaméni and Rabiot has looked great. Rabiot has shown all kinds of sides of himself that most of us hadn't seen before. There was a moment against England in the second half where he showed this crazy turn of pace out of nowhere to drive through the middle. Wow. He's surprising me more and more all the time following a great start to the season with Juve. Up front, of course, you have Mbappe on the flank and Dembele on the other, but you could make a case for both Giroud and Griezmann being just as dangerous as the other two. They aren't as flashy, They aren't as robust as the other two, but they can be equally decisive, and they have been. Griezmann in particular deserves a lot of plaudits this season as he is looking nice. Giroud, after becoming the top goal scorer for France, he is not stopping. He was decisive for his country once again against England, as he has seemingly found all of those goals that went missing for him in the 2018 tournament. This game is very, very difficult to call. Both Croatia and Morocco have a similar grit to them and a solid defense to boot if you're Croatia, an outstanding defense to boot if you're Morocco. For France, to win this game, they have to take every single opportunity. That's what we've learned. There can be no missing headers at the back post as Pepe did. There could be no missed sitters, hitting the bar, none of that. France has to be the most clinical team on the pitch, and if they can do that, then they will likely do well enough to keep the ball and limit what Morocco does on the counter. I'm supporting Morocco after they ousted both Portugal and Canada, but France will most likely win. I'll pick them hoping I'm wrong. Okay guys, that's all from me here. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, do me a favor and drop a quick like to feed that algorithm, feed it. It's hungry. And hey, if you want to join for some watch-alongs, we had between 5 and 10K during the last one, depending on the point in the match you tuned in at. So yeah, if you want to join, just hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications when I upload and go live. Other than that, enjoy the semifinals. It's going to be great. Be well, guys.